no longer one. Understandable?
어때?
Until now, Father shot at moon and we shot at moon. It's the same direction, but not now. When Father decided to shoot sun, it should be two different directions.
Yeah.
Understand?
Understand?
Yes.
자, 그거 썰을 슈팅하면 가야 되겠나 안 가야 되겠나?
Well, shoot Father or shouldn't Father proceed on to shoot at sun?
너들은 따라가 같이 나온다.
Can we all follow Father too, or can we not?
내가 사인 안 해주면 그 가서 시선 돌리면 망치는 거야.
Yes, but unless Father signs it. If Father doesn't sign and you try to imitate Father at your own will, what happens is you probably mess everything up.
그러니까 선생님 혼자 가는 거라. 선생님 혼자 가야겠다고.
So this is where Father has to go alone, shooting at sun.
그런 목적이 있다고.
Father has an aim. Father has a purpose in where he goes.
자, 그러면 자, 그래 알았다. 그럼 너 이제 그럼 통일교 해라 이제 어느 통일교에서 말하는 원점과 목표가 맛은 연계. 그 해설이가 무엇이 목표가 뭐냐? 연계 타겟과 너들은 6개만 이 중상 타겟인데 여기서 그 연계 타겟 가서 또 틀을 맞춥니다. 이렇게 맞추면 이거를 하고 선생님은 연계를 들이맞춰야 된다 말이라고.
It's not that complicated. It's simple and plain. What Father said, the target of the moon was the physical world. Target of sun, Father means spirit world.
알겠어?
If we shoot the physical target correctly, then the very good chance of hitting this spirit world target correctly as well.
그래서 선생님이 나오게 될 때는 통일교는 세계적인 통일교가 될 것이다 이렇게 보는 거야.
By the time Father returns back to us, then the world will be after a tremendous, amazing the formation. The world will have changed.
버지도 못하고 생각지도 못하는 이런 노래미 벌어지지 모른다.
By the time there's great chance that something we couldn't even imagine, let alone we could expect to achieve that physically. That kind of things will be rather a commonplace by the time Father
자, 이제
next time.
클리어 됐다고.
As far as Father is concerned, this is clear. We're also clear.
너희들은 지금 원점에 돌아와 있느냐 이거 자기 자체 원점에 돌아와 있느냐 돌아오고 있느냐 원점에 돌아가지고 자기 둘이 말이야 그 샷간이 말이야 절반이 깨 찢어졌느냐 완전한 샷간 돼 있느냐 이것이 완전한 샷간이 안만 하나님이 바셀 때마다 안 나간다고 예?
Now,
그걸 자체 비판을 해봐야 되겠다.
what we have to do now with a great care is where am I? Am I returning to this original point? Or am I already there on the original point of tradition? Fine. If we are here, then we have to examine again whether our gun, which is made up of my half and my better half, is a perfect gun. If one gun barrel is crushed or have a slight dent in it, if so, no matter how carefully God will pull the trigger, that bullet we can never expect that bullet to hit the goal. We have to re-examine ourselves or our gun.
자, 그러면 혼자 쏠 수 있어? 둘이 쏠 수 있어?
난 하나님이요.
혼자 쏠 수 있나? 남자 혼자 쏠 수 있어? 여자 혼자 쏠 수 있어? 하나님 혼자 쏠 수 있나? 각각 혼자서 쏠 수 있네.
Then can God alone make this rifle shooting successful? No, unless he has a perfect rifle, he cannot shoot perfectly. Unless I be the perfect half of the rifle, certainly rifle cannot be perfect. So my part, my better half's part, and God's part, all three parts must be perfect before the bullet can hit the target
우리
perfectly.
이 여자가 물어보면 너 남편 있어? Do you have husband? 하면 Yes, I have husband. 그래서 완전한 그 부부야. Yes. 그래야 한다고.
So the very simple question, the fundamental basic question will be, ask any woman, do you have a husband? She would jump and rejoice, says, yes, yes, I have a husband. That's the first qualification, isn't it? And is that husband happen to be perfect? You will think about a moment and say, yes, my husband is perfect. Then you're ready to be shoot.
그래가지고 사랑이 완전히 하나 돼야 된다고. 하나 안 되면 이것이 찌그러드느냐, 요 동그란 것도 다 맞고 뒤에도 동그랗고 맞고 깍대기도 다 울룩울뚝불뚝하고 그런 것도 생산 공장에서 나오는 그런 좋은 탄알과 같은 사랑을 둘이 갖고 있느냐 이게 문제야.
So do you have love? Then we have to examine our rifle itself. If rifle is in perfect proportion, just like it's an assembly from a factory, everything is shining, there's no disproportion, no rust, just ready to be shot, beautiful gun, then you say, yes, I have love. If you're not, you cannot say, yes, I have love. We have love, you cannot say that.
자, 그러면 하나님이 밭을 당긴다 하면 천지가 진동해가지고 사랑의 총탄이 나갈 수 있는 얘기야.
And when God pulls the trigger, without your knowing, there will be a very, very big bang, and a big explosion, and a great thrust of power, and the bullet will fly right to the target.
자, 태풍이 불면
Can
좋겠나?
we
불면
stand
좋겠나? 태풍 불면 말이야. 총을 쏴보면 저기 맞을 걸 이렇게 써야 된다.
Will do you wish the storm come around while the shooting is done? No, because when you shoot in the storm, it's very difficult to hit the target.
응? 바람이 안 불고 진공이 되면 좋겠다. 그거야.
So you wish when the gun is about to be fired, then you wish that there's no pressure of atmosphere. I wish there be a very low pressure, almost like a vacuum, so that when God pulls this trigger,
자,
then this bullet will go fast and
그런 환경이 뭐냐?
have a great impact.
우리 둘은 완전히 그 러브 불러 나가 빵 소리 나는 것이 확 깨배 나가도 없어도 좋다 하는 데는 틀림없이 좋다.
If you are ready, if you and your better half is all ready, for God pull the target. Right after that, there will be a great explosion. You know how much power, tremendous power, to make this bullet go. Then you don't mind whether the barrel will just break off or will explode. So long as that bullet hit the target, then all of your wish is done. If you have that kind of a dedication, then the chances are that bullet will hit the God desired target.
어디 세상에 그런 말이 어디 있어? 이거 이론적인 말이라고.
Of course, this is a theoretical.
쏙 들어갔어?
But this theory is going to be actualized.
자, 암만 남자가 떼대. 야, 총 한쪽밖에 못 되는 거야. 아이고, 기생이다.
It's not that complicated. It's very simple in example. Like, here's a man. Somehow he got in an argument with a woman, and he doesn't have a woman. He all by himself, he thinks he's perfect. But one half of the gun, he thinks he's perfect.
응? 그거 실감나게 좀 하라고. 암만 떼대. 반짝반짝.
Half the gun is a perfect gun.
암만 떼댔다.
No matter how well you shoot, that half the gun will not shoot anything.
자, 그러니까 아니라 두 다리니까. 두 다리 잡아놓고 해놔가지고. 자, 우리 힘은 없지만 말이야. 진공 만들어놓고 싹 쏘면 움직이기만 하면 그냥 가만다 그 말이라고.
You may know, our gun is perfect, okay, Father, but we don't have that kind of power. If you are not so confident, then pray that the day God will shoot the gun of you, will be the day where the vacuum is. So, if you have a slight power,
움직이기만 하면 그냥 가만다.
that bullet will travel far and strong because there's no air. Pray that there's no air when you are to be shot that day. When you are.
그 맞았어? 맞아, 맞는 말이야.
Well, isn't that true?
그저 움직이만 넣으면 다라네. 움직이만 넣으면 가만하다 그 말이야.
We desire that
움직이만 하면 가만하다 그 말이라고.
all God has to do is just pull the trigger, and all that needs to be done is just give a little thrust to my bullet because we don't have so much power. But since air is so scarce, that it will travel far and make a great impact. That's what we have to wish.
그 어디 그런 날이 어딨어?
Then you say, "Oh, Father, what kind of analogy is that?"
우리가 날려주고 하나님이 날려줘야
But you have a surprise. It's not what Father teaches. It's not the Unification Church teaches. It is exactly what God comprehends. It's what it works.
자, 이거 타겟을 한번 맞추고 싶은 사람 흔들어.
Well, anyway, those who wish to hit the bullseye, raise your hand.
자, 그러면 그 통은 어디서 했나? 아 이거 늙어서 써면 좋겠나? 젊어서 쓰면 좋겠나? 천달전에 써면 좋겠나?
Since we get old, also the gun gets old.
왜 역시 말이야. 천달전에서 딱 쏘는 것이 이상이 같나? 늙어서 쏘는
When do you think the shooting will take place? When do you think the God will pull our trigger? Your trigger, individual trigger. While the gun is young or while the gun is very old? Young and strong.
며칠 날 연습하고 만나자마자 쏘고 어디는 만나자마자 쏜 것이 들이맞는다 어디.
Do you wish God take an aim at the target several times to make sure? Or do you think the God one day happened to be come by and then nonchalantly just pull the trigger? Actually, believe it or not, that kind of a carefree shooting will hit the target better. No practice.
자, 이틀 한 번 한 개 맞추고 싶은 하나님이었나? 두 번, 세 번, 10번쯤 하고 맞추고 싶은 하나님이었나?
What do you think God would like the most? Do you think God will practice and shoot finally the target, or God will speculate everything and just pull one trigger and then hit the bullseye in a one shot?
이놈의 청은 날이야. 이놈의 진짜 사랑의 총탄은 날이야. 유도탄과 마찬가지고 쏘는 날이 여기서 진짜 쏘더라도 바에서 찾아갈 수 있으면 얼마나 좋겠나.
And how much more can you desire if that bullet is a homecoming bullet or the homing bullet? No matter which direction, if you aim at the general direction, this has a homing nature. It will follow the target and all the time 100%. Love has such a mystery too.
자, 그래서 아담과 청이 이렇게 엎대서 그래서 어떻게 쐈던 밖에서 터져나가는 데가 있던데 그게 하나님이 이상이 아니겠냐.
Well, God's ideal will be perfect Adam and Eve. No matter how he shoot it, no matter how he pulls his trigger, that bullet of a true love will for sure home to the target. Wouldn't that be God's desire? Wouldn't that be God's ideal?
그럼 하나님 타락하자서는 첫날 밤에 떨어뜨려 버렸다.
Well, if a man didn't fall, if Adam and Eve didn't fall, or the first night, or first bridal night, that target would have been shot at.
거기 그러면 전투 이거 없다고.
Well, then we wouldn't have worried about traditions or all this difficult. But with mankind chaos, there was a lot of things involved, and tradition was necessary, and
자, 그런데 기성교에서는 말하는 말이야. 그 사랑이 좋다, 사랑 아무 했던 자 사랑만 가지고 안 된다고. 총을 찾아 총. 이 지구성에서 총이 사랑탄이 있는 걸 알아. 사랑탄 나도 다 원하지만 총이 여기냐 총이었다.
what you know and other people don't know ever is this point. Everybody know, including us, including everybody else, that there is such a thing as bullet love. But they don't know. But we know now that there is such a thing as rifle. Necessary to shoot.
역사상에 라이프이 뭐냐? 그것이 메시아 사장님의 신랑 신부 만나가지고 새로운 잔천한다 하는 그런 아담 해와 완성품이 나타나는 그것이 정말이면 총이 생기는 것이다 그야.
That's what the Christianity has been trying to teach people without their knowing. The bride and groom, what is it? Gun. Bride and groom, you are the bride and I'm the groom. To make perfect gun so that when God fires that shot, it will hit the bullseye.
그래서 그것이 뭐 메시아 사상이 뭐냐? 그 two parents 사상이다. 그래서
And that's two parents' thought. Messiah thought, the concept of Messiah, the concept of two parents.
그 true parents는 뭐냐면
it's-
완전한 샤칸이다. 그래 샤칸.
So the true parentship is perfect shotgun, saying.
그래 할 수 없이 그걸 벗다 가지고 남자건 여자건 납치하는
So all you have to follow is we just follow the example of what our true parents formed, and so long as she's a woman, she's a perfect material to make the other half of a gun. So long as I'm a man, I'm perfect material to make the other half of the gun. What we need is a gun.
그래서 절대 명령해서 그때도 선생님이 하는 대로 해야 되겠다. 그런 걸로 이봐.
So this is why Father has just trained and trained. Actually, Father has really struck and struck while the iron was hot, and tried to make obedient people. Just never will argue, but then make this one goal of making this gun.
자 그래서 이제 통일교회원들이 말이야 이게 선생님이 썩인 썰에 사람을 가지고 썩인 썰인데 어떤 것을 간 맡으면 타겟을 간판 썰인데 가정 간판을 두고 싸는 가정 간판 타가는 안 나지만 여기 가슴살이 남아졌다네 가슴살이.
Father sees some of the family indeed shot the bullet, and although he didn't shoot the bullseye, but he hit the rim of the target plate.
자기 생각과 복잡한 그 압력들 참 따라가서 싹다 멀리 가정 간판이 가만히 가정 간판을 가만히 별의별 표현이 아니죠.
Maybe he was influenced too heavily by his own individual thought, or free thought, or slight deviation from tradition. Didn't hit here, but hit here.
자,
Father
그럼
see that.
얘가 자꾸니까 아이고 타겟은 여기만 자꾸만 몇번 며칠 틀렸느냐 해가지고 그냥 또 쏴라 가정을 두고 않고 종족 타겟 쏘자 각도를 틀렸구나 맞출 수 있다고 그렇게 쏴라 그렇게는 쏴라 가자니까
He was supposed to hit the target of race, but then he hit the target of family. So Father said, "Oh, you gotta try it again." You know, after a long
여기 여기 와가지고 얼마나 틀렸느냐 그걸 해가지고 조절을 다시 했어
adjust that, and then shoot again. Let that gun shoot again by God to the correct target of racial target.
목적을 목적
Now it's bullseye.
이상시야
So first we have an objective, or first we have a purpose. We have to have a goal before we do anything. Shooting, doing something, we have to have a goal. That goal and target is none other than realizing a idea or realizing
이런
a goal.
무슨 복잡한 장치를
We have to first think about it.
복잡한 장치를 다 그만두고 선생님이 할 수 있으면 총끝 딱 대자마자 하나님의 가슴에 대한 사랑하고 딱 접촉할 수 있는 데서 가서 한번 맞추면 다 쳐나오니까
Then Father even thinks that what if aim the gun at point blank, right at God's heart. Yeah, you don't. The gun don't have to. The bullet don't have to even travel the distance. Can you miss?
No.
No.
그래서 세계는 우주라는 타겟을 주고 삼고 그것을 그 타겟 해줘가 거기 다 가서 서가지고 이렇게 맞추고 그럼 아무것도 없어 그냥 들어가야 돼 그래서 밀어만 주면 낫겠지
Just get so close to the universe, and then do that. You don't have to even aim or worry about it or anything like that. When it's shot, then it will get to that goal, get to this bullseye.
그것이 무슨 말이냐면 세계를 넘어서 영계는 자연이 통찰하자 넘어서는데 무슨 집회지고 뭐 쏘고 하지 않고 그냥 넘어설 수 있는 경계선까지 가자 하는 것이 세계를 임하는 목적이다 하는 걸 알아야 된다고
In actuality, what Father means by that is we're getting the spirit world so close that we on the borderline of a spirit world and physical world. Once we step 1 foot to the spirit world and aim at the spirit world and shoot, you are guaranteed it will hit no matter how you shoot. This position Father would like to secure.
영계는 사랑의 공기가 되기 때문에 이렇게 엎드려서 하나님의 마음에 다 모든 것을 그 힘에 다 맡기니 아무게 써도 자다가 던지기만 해서 땡가 맡게 되니
We have an atmosphere, air in this earth. Likewise, in the spirit world, we have love, which is just like air in this earth. So the love, you don't have to see straight. Even though you are in the wrong direction, still you can see the objective in the spirit world. So no matter which way you shoot, that bullet is bound to home into the target.
그래서
Do you understand?
그래서 선생님 지금까지 천천히
If you can get to the rim.
사람들 전부 달아가서 갈 수 없으니 이 잘보고 가지고 가정적 타겟을 맞출 수 있고 종족민족 국가 세계 천주까지 타겟 맞출 수 있는 그런 모델을 만들어 가지고 누구들이 쓸 수 있게끔 가르쳐 줄 수 있기 위해서 지금까지 통일교회를 내세워 가지고 전시 판매를 하는 것이다. 이게 전시 판매야.
Now getting back here,
전시판 누구랑 봤어?
what Father has been teaching to Unification Church and through Unification Church to the world is this very point of origin and the very first target to shoot at after being successful, the next target to shoot at, as an example, as an exhibition, so that the people from outside will see that commodity in display, and since it's performing magnificently, oh, I want to buy that, or I want to be like that. Father has been making a showcase out of you towards the world. That's the Unification Church.
어때 기분이 그 사실을 때문에 어떨까?
How do you feel about your own role as a showcase? Like it?
자, 그것을 제작해서 팔아주면 좋겠나 안 팔아주면 좋겠나?
You want that commodity yourself be sold, your example, your tradition be sold to others, or the people not buy it? Which would you prefer? Buy it.
자,
You want the people to buy it.
장사하는 노름이 우리가 전도하는 노름이다.
It's much like a business. I mean, there's nothing that much different. The people like to see the commodity and likes it. He wants to buy it at any price. Same thing. What you do, they're so fantastic. They're dying to follow your pattern.
자, 그래서 그 패던들 전부 다 얻었어. 전부 다 패던만이 어디 패던 얻었어. 이상생에 다 나중에는 자기 집에서 쓰면 집에서 쓰면 되는 거야.
Then where actually do you shoot this? Well, in your own bedroom, in your own home, you can shoot.
그 세계가 나는 그런 말이야. 세계가 또 기반 닦아줘. 나라의 기반도 민족 기반, 종족
You don't have to go
가정 기반, 개인 기반 또
plaza, you don't have to go to street, or you don't have to...
이란 말이야. 요것이
Your foundation of
침대
world and your foundation, all the necessary foundation is already complete, and you are closely, surrounded by it. What you're lying down in your own bed, in your own home.
요즘은 말이야. 요즘은 이 센터가 통합니다. 센터에 쓴 가정 요 타겟이 요거고, 요 타겟이 요거고 전부 다 맞다. 요 타겟이 요거고 다 맞다. 요 타겟이 요거. 그러니까 요 센터가 여기서 안 끌어서기만 딱 들어가는 겁니다.
So when you get right here at that center here, then you can shoot from here, and that center is right here, and you can shoot the same way, and this center is right here. In other words, shoot one, and you will hit all targets without problem in one shot.
그 얼마나 기쁘겠나?
If this will be a reality,
쏟아보니
how happy you will be.
천하 간판이
And you can only imagine how big a noise that will make. Earth-shaking rumble, which is your bullet hitting the bullseye. All degree.
그런 자리를 만들기 위해서 본연의 그런 자리를 만들기 위해서 하나님은 지금 선생님은 그런 자리를 만들기 위해서
God has been indeed desiring this to happen in the restoration. That simple measure of restoration. So just push button, everything will be done. That kind of thing God has been dreaming. So was Father. Father works day and night. Think about it, how to make it so deadly simple, so very simple, even the worst and even the foolishest can achieve without trying. This is the Father's desire. This is why we must follow Father. This is why we must pay closest attention to Father. Try to imitate Father. Try to follow without this discrepancy
요건 남자고 말이야.
to Father.
요건
This is why we do
여자는
that.
좀 작아.
Because we want to be perfect.
요 여자야.
Now Father drew right next to you a smaller figure, which is woman.
자 그러면 그러면 너 woman하고 남자가 침대인데 어디 놓느냐? 천지를 무대, 하늘 땅을 무대라고 세계를 무대하는 우리 나라 꼭대기 위에, 우리 민족 꼭대기 위에, 우리 집 맨 꼭대기 위에 누워 있다 이거야.
Then where exactly are you lying down on? Well, you are lying down on the top of your bed. At the same time, you are lying down on the top of a bedroom. Your house.
여기서부터 해 세계를 하는 먼 꼭대기, 세계 먼 꼭대기에 내가 이제 나라 꼭대기, 민족 꼭대기, 종교 꼭대기, 하늘 꼭대기에 들려야
Reverse way. From the world, the top of the world, and under that top of your nation, under the right, which is the same as the stretching point of the top of your race, the family, yourself, your own bedroom. On top of that.
우주가 둘이 만나가지고 하나로 되기 위한 하나로 되기 위한 노력을 하자는 게.
So this is none other than the universe will get together and try very effectively to be one without failing. There's no room for failure. Through what? Through love between man and husband and wife, man and woman. Do you understand?
여기서 요 사랑만 딱 갖고 다 집어던지고 주머니에 넣고 다니면은 이 우주가 따라간다 주머니에. 우주가 이렇게 다 따라.
Once you have a love between you here, the true love, and then tuck the true love in your pocket, no matter where you go, the whole universe is under your fingertip and under your control.
여기서 풀라고 신거 시그널만 하겠는데 막 우주가.
It's even remote control. If you push the push button here, that activates and the universe is just shaking, breathing, shaking, reacting.
그러고 사는
You're getting response.
그러고 사는 그 남자 여자가 불행하지 얼마나 불행할까?
Such a man and woman who have that kind of true love is miserable, wouldn't he?
How much miserable?
How miserable are they? Who has this magic power?
이 둘은 저 미스터 한두분 말이에요.
Even not so smart Mr. Han is smiling.
And how wonderful true love is.
So let alone, Father trusts all of you really like that, this idea of having a true love in your pocket.
그래서 그 일을 하다 이국만 넘어가고 이제 공산당에 넘어가는 게 안 넘어가. 공산당에 넘어가기 시작하고 이국을 어겨놓은 남자가.
When America will turn around for God's direction, the communist world, Father don't worry so much about it. Father knows what's following.
중국이 지금 어떻게 되나?
We can see how is China coming along now. You see it, don't you?
그 중공에 들어갈 때는 중진국 이사 세계의 중진국 이하의 모든 공산주의는 완전히 중공의 길을 따라간다 그 말이라고. 그런 사련의 모든 위성과를 전부 다 무너져버렸다 그 말이라고.
It's significant in the sense that when China moves like that, China deviates from a straight hardcore line. That means all nation which is equal or weaker than China will all follow at China's wake, leaving Russia. What can Russia do all by itself? This is it. This is a significant feature of why the China's move is so important.
이제부터 시대가 올 것이다 생각해요.
Like Father knew, now Father expects time of unification church getting nigh. Getting very near.
자, 난 지금까지 생각하는 말이 아니고 old world를 I don't like old world.
Father never liked the old world.
I like new world. 댄베리하는 말이야. 한국말은 단뼈과 통한다고.
Danberry. That's phonetically the same as 단벽 in Korean. That is a wall. Blank wall. Barrier. Wall.
나 오늘 그래서 예남이 무너지는 날에는 나는 이 자리가 자유의 선거의 저 출발이가 되는 것이다.
When that wall crumbles down, then Father knows that very site will be the shooting point. That very site will be the starting point for the free world. Launching pad. And the vertical, the burst, vertical, the shooting. That means the closest. The missile. That the vertical, the missile launching, not oblique, which will take a long time.
그래서 넘어가는 날에는 중전 무중력계는 넘어가는 영원히 달리겠어.
Father knows once it takes off and get away from Earth's gravity, then that will go on and will never stop until we hit the grand target. Father knows that. That kind of base and foundation Father is aiming to build from this point on.
빨리 너희들 기사에서 준비해가지고 그 경계선까지 빨리 다 이루고 내일에서 막 기다리면 선생님은 6월 들어서 내일 해결할 하나님의 많은 사람이 무슨
So Father will work on his own schedule. You, on the other side, on the other hand, on earth, work for the same goal as Father has been working and is working towards the Spirit. You do that, and as soon as you're ready, in mere few months, there will be a true miracle happen. There's nothing God cannot do. It's our foundation that's lacking.
말하게 된단 말이야. 이스라엘 민족 국가 가나안 복지를 바라는 것을 말하고 우리는 천주 가나안 복지를 바라서 뭐 하는데 우리 이 통일교회들은 이스라엘 민족과 같으니 말이야. 애굽 같은 천지에서 누구 먼저 통과해야 되냐면 이스라엘 상속될 수 있는 태들이 기독교가 이스라엘권에 제2 기독교를 전부 다 통과해야 되는데 영국 미국 전부 다 할 수 없으니까 목사관 데가 좀 통과했어. 목사님을 가르치면 목사한테 만명도 1000명이 된 목사님이 내게 말이야. 목사님을 탄도면 우리 넘어간다고. 그다음 못 넘어간다고.
There was a return to Canaan. We know that. But now what Father is doing is going back to Canaan of the universal dimension. Not just a Canaan in that small part of the earth. But look at the Unification Church members and the Unification Church itself. They are still struggling and huffing and puffing at that very primitive, the Canaan return. Now, Father's schedule, Father, what we are actually doing is return to Canaan of the universal level. All we have to do now, pass this information or pass this knowledge, pass this notice along to ministers. Since we don't have so much time, since Unification Church members are limited, like we are returning to Canaan, we are in Egypt. With the land of Egypt, but we have a responsibility to tell the Egyptians, the people in Egypt, what is forthcoming, what they are expected, what they had better to do. So since we cannot tell every American, like 240 million, what we are doing is just to tell the ministers so that Christian ministers can in turn tell to others like we tell them in this way. That's what we are up to now.
거기에 뭐라든 목사가 한 30년 가르치면 그 이스라엘 민족 있는 애굽에 있는 민족 다 알게 되는 거야. 알게 되기 때문에 그가 따라 나갈 수 있지 않으면 우리가 나가지 못한다.
Since
다 나가는 거야.
Since we let them know, and when they know, and when they tell others, they will all know too, and so they all will exodus. They all will come, and they all will get out of Egypt and go back to Canaan.
알겠어 무슨 말인지?
Do you understand?
목사에게 보통 500명 잡은 300명 잡은 다 달려있기 때문에 그 사람들 500사람 살아서 목사 한 사람만 딱 그래서 평균적으로 천주교가 보다 한 120명씩 전부 목사만 통과하면 미국 전역 전체 이스라엘 민족 애굽 있는 사람들 통고 사명 완료. 완로다. 이게 봐주었다는 거야.
So, what heaven is up to now, try to recognize our responsibility. That if all the Unification Church members will fulfill its responsibility of telling 120 ministers per capita, per individual, then that will spread eventually to cover all the Israelites in Egypt. And our responsibility will have been done. That's what God is trying to approve.
그럼 여러분과 선생님 만나가지고 틀림없이 가난 복지, 우주 가난 복지가 하늘에 들어갈 것이다. 가난 복지에 들어갈 것이다.
Then Father knows, together along with Father, we are ready and we indeed will go into Canaan of the universal level. Father knows that.
알겠어?
Do you understand?
그래서 이번에 나와서 통과로 이걸 통과 좀 틀림없이 해라.
So what Father
틀림없이 해라.
came to notify, came to declare, proclaim is that Father is indeed telling all of us.
그래서 나라 사랑하고 하나님 땅을 사랑하는 하나님 땅을 사랑하는 마음, 나라 사랑하는 마음, 민족을 사랑하는 마음, 종족을 사랑하는 마음, 가정을 사랑하는 마음, 하나님을 사랑하는 마음, 사랑하는 마음 가지고 전부 다 통과하라.
We, with the mind of love towards God, love towards the universe, love towards the world, love towards the nation, love towards race, love towards family, love towards and even individual. With this boiling love, when we notify this to our ministers, with love and tear, Father knows that our message will get through to the ministers. There's no way it doesn't get through.
그래서 진공상 최고의 희생, 최고의 희생과 최고의 정성을 통한 눈물을 흘리면서 우리는 이 사명을 위해서 이 전역을 현직하자. 지금 대비대에 계신 선생님이 나와가지고 아주 중요하기 때문에 안 할 수 없는 자리에서 나가지고 여러분들 통과하는 것을 알아야 합니다.
We must realize Father's getting out of Danbury and coming here just to tell this message was very difficult, but Father knew the message was even more difficult than it was difficult to get away from it. So Father took lots of toil just to come here to tell us, have enough time to tell us this fact that this is so important that if we sacrifice, all of us, if we sacrifice like we never sacrificed before, sacrifice just this limited time, then all of our objective will be done. Father guarantee that this is the message Father would like to express.
여기야 가슴 말고 가난 복지가 하냐고 하는데 우리 민족을 구하려고 하는 이게 더 맞거든요.
So nothing will be more important than am I be able to save the world, save my own nation, save my own clan. This will be very important other than anything else you can imagine.
이번에 나 때문에 법을 만들었다. 여기는 이거 얼마나 하나님 성이라 나 때문에 법을 만들어 가지고 특별히 이런 기간에 있는 모든 사람들이 혜택 받는 법을 만들어 가지고 내가 여기 나왔다. 응?
Father was able to take this four law, admitted this four law, with the activation or enactment of a special regulation. Under the existing regulation, Father could not be eligible for the four law, but they have come up with a revision of that old four law provision. For the first time, in the state of Father state, a person of Father state was able to come out a few days further. Can you imagine that? You think it's the accident? Not at all. Father knows anything else because it's so important that revision has been activated.
여러분들은 자유의 출발점에서 쓸 수 있는 이 자리에 있던 놀라운 사실을 이 원점에 세가지고 쓸 수 있는 놀라운 자리에 세가지고 이 목적을 향해서 사랑의 이 토치를 들고 조금 더 가난 박지 갈 수 있는 입장에 있는 건 틀림없다.
We must realize that all the Unified Church at this moment, today, knows what they are, what it takes to shoot the bullet of love, and what it does, and how we shoot, who shoot, where we have to shoot, what the tradition is. We know all about that. That's a tremendous advantage than anybody ever lived on the history. Isn't that true?
Yes.
torch를 들고
This is a torch with a torch of love on our hands.
그 시간을 이용한 것은 이걸 나눠.
Father came to decide to share with you this hour is to share this torch of love to each individual of you.
자, 그러면 연기 나는 불 피고 갈 때 냄새 피는 터질 줄 알 거야. 냄새 안 피는 터질 줄 알 거야. 그것은 얼마만큼 희생하느냐 하는 데에 따라서 그것이 결정됩니다.
If you are going to carry a smoldering the torch, or if you are going to carry a clean burning torch, is all up to you, according to how much you sacrifice.
순전한 사람은 뭐 잡것을 팔수 없지만 잡된 것을 타서 이큰 무대기 탄 무슨 뭐 더러운 기분가 있던 탄다.
If it is going to be a pure burn, nothing except the bright light will be emitted. But if you do with all that self-indulgence and part sacrifice and all that undesirable personal things, then
연기가
it's
드러나서 뒤에서는 안
a
보이더라도
lot of smokes and smolders and smells
안 보이더라도 냄새가 나더라도 들고 가야 돼.
but it's all right. Father will tolerate with it. Torch is still a torch. Carry it. That's the main thing. Can you beat that offer? Go to the amongst the ministers. This is the torch. Tell them without hesitation. This is a return to Garden of Eden. This is a return to Canaan. Proclaim them.
목사, 우리 토요일교회가 하나님 사랑하는 사명을 주려면 이 미국 국민 전번대 통과하는 게 좋겠나? 아이고 목사에게만 영광은 된다는 사는 중이거든. 우리 사랑하는.
If God loves Mooney, whose history Father knows, our Heavenly Father knows so well, if He loves us, then will He give us a difficult mission? When He gives us a difficult mission, which mission will He give us? Will He give us mission just to tell ministers, or you have to tell every last single person of 240 million Americans in this land? If He loves us, which kind of order will He give it to you?
그래서
First or second one?
목사들은 전부 다 이 소식을 교회에 알려줘야 돼. 그 결론을 때 그렇습니다 하는 답변받는 목사 에이십을
Indeed, the first one, because to cover 240 million, it will take ages. But God is asking us to tell them 120 ministers, but don't tell them and forget it. Don't do that. But tell them and ask them the clear answer. Are you going to tell to other Americans?
나와 유아 처치맨 Are you tell the 유아 처치맨 man or not 할 때 yes 하게 되면 그것이 한 사람이야.
Then he will say, yes, I will tell them. That count as one of 120. All right?
그래놓은 거로 말미암아 전 미국 통과.
Then that means we are effectively talking to every American churchgoers.
자, 이것만 하면 말이야. 선생님이 담비에 들어갈 때 예수님 십자가에 들어갈 때 다 이루었다 하는 거 마찬가지로 선생님도 전부 다 이루었다 하는 말을 해가지고 가나안 땅으로 행차할 것이다.
We have heard.
모든 그것만 빨리 끝나면 빨리 끝날서 난 빨리 나올 것이다. 두고 봐라. 그것이 빨리 끝나는 날, 그것이 끝날 때까지 하나님은 가장 바쁘더라도 기다릴 것이다. 레브렌먼도 바쁘더라도 기다릴 것이다. 그렇기 때문에 뭐 감옥 나가는 걸 원치 않아. 그것이 어떻게 될 거야.
We have heard that Jesus said, I have accomplished everything. Now Father really feels that to be a realistic tone. When this is realized, then Father really will be able to say, I have accomplished everything. For the first time in the Father's entire life, for the first time in 6,000 years, Father can't say that if that each individual of us will have transmitted this message to 120 ministers. Now, while we do that here on earth, Father will wait patiently, painfully along with God, that this be done on earth. As soon as this is done, Father knows that is the day Father will be coming released out of the prison. God will have no more reason to hold Father any longer.
감옥 가면 흠큼 없기 때문에.
The Father's sole purpose of going to